Let's begin. Let's begin the comedian fest. Okay. Joe Koy takes flack on basically hosting the Golden Globes. Okay. So look, do you know Joe Koy? Are you familiar with this stuff?
Filipino brother, what's up, man? I know him.
Okay, but okay, so you've just recently heard it for the first time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is good, right? So you've heard that he's gotten a lot of flack.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I watched
host, right?
the monologue, and
Yeah.
I saw the the jokes there. It looked like regular monologue fare, really. And
Yeah.
then he hit that Barbie joke.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of awkward laughs in the room. You could see.
Yeah.
You know, all the actors. You know, what's his name? Ryan. What's his face? He's in Barbie. Right.
Who?
The guy from Barbie. What's his name?
Yeah. I remember this.
That bloke, yeah. Him and Margot Robbie.
Yeah.
It was like awkward laughs.
Nah, I get it. Okay, first things first. This is a terrible gig. So apparently he got the gig
10 days.
10 days before, right? So doomed to fail. Like just not a lot of turnaround time, right? They in the past have had Ricky Gervais, Tina Fey, comedians. No, Kevin Hart's the other one. So comedians seem to be like who they're going for, right? So the responsibility of the role is effectively like an MC-ish in the beginning. You do a monologue and then you introduce then it's an MC role, pass the baton, punchlines here, there, right? So maybe he's doing, I don't know, maybe just under an hour worth of actual monologue sort of jokes, right? So 10 days, if he got the gig 10 days to which he was really like appreciative of it, like it's a big deal, right? Like he's probably the first
for a comedian, it's a
first
massive
Asian of Asian descent, like definitely first Filipino to get it. He was so happy about that. Apparently, they offered it to Chris Rock and he turned it down.
Of course he would.
He turned it down. But like what I mean is like this job is just it's a terrible gig, right? Like they must have written him a bomb on
The only person that I
right?
think killed it was Ricky Gervais.
Okay, so
That's iconic, that one.
Okay. So I actually Trish told me about it, about like joke, because she was on holiday. She watched it. I was working, and I'm like, "How did he do?" He's like, "He bombed." I'm like, "Really?" So that I hearing that, I heard it right. So I just heard the main thing is this 10-minute monologue, which everyone seems to be going about. I'm like, dude, it's not overly funny.
No,
but
it's not.
But it's not like. It's definitely not offensive, and it's not as bad as a lot of people are making it. So I'm like,
I think the reaction
so
to it was a bit
over the top, right?
It was over the top. I mean, obviously there were some people saying that he crossed the line with the Barbie jokes. I mean,
well,
really?
not really.
I mean, come on.
Really. Yeah.
To me, it was the reaction in the crowd there. It was more like, here's a little secret: actors don't give a shit about the Golden Globes. They don't. They actually do not.
How many people?
They're there because they're forced to be there. They don't want to be there.
Well, unless you're up for an award, right?
Yeah, but even then, like, they don't really consider it. Like, it's the awards before the main awards and the Oscars, right?
Yeah.
So they're just there to have, like, a good time, drink with their mates, and then, is someone saying something on the stage? Oh, okay. Like that's the attitude that they come in with. So, like, if you look at, like, when he's telling the jokes and then, like, they, cut to, like, the person that the jokes be made about. Yeah. They're just like, oh, what? They're like, they're drinking something.
Some of them are definitely hearing it.
And they're just like, they're sort of like, oh, me, okay. Like, because they're not paying attention.
So my question is, like, what percentage, okay, they're all Hollywood elites, right?
Yeah.
So the ideal comedian is going to make a joke that panders to their ego and maybe doesn't hurt them too much. Like that's to get them to laugh, right?
Yeah.
What percentage of you reckon that audience even knew who the hell Joe Koy was? I don't think
probably
a lot.
20%.
I actually don't think a lot. So that's number one.
Because
right?
you see him on Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Scrolling by. But
so Joe Koy, you've watched a bit of his Netflix specials, right? Okay. What sort of comedy you reckon? Like, how would you explain it?
It's a bit different. It's not like. So I compare this to, to me, Steve Martin is the top in terms of monologues and hosting awards. Yeah. His when he hosted with Alec Baldwin for the Oscars. Mate, that was like top tier. It was funny. It was good. Joe Koy is a different type of comedian.
He's a different sort of comedian.
It's a different style.
Agree.
It's not one that I would think would be
that works for this.
That works for
I think
award shows.
That's
it's
one
more
thing,
just
right?
like, he's very much a storyteller. Like, oh yeah, I was doing this and I was doing that, like with high energy.
And
just like, I'm doing that. Yeah, oh really? Oh yeah. Like,
and a lot of he also to me like
because he was trying to do the regular awards show monologue opener,
and it didn't work
with
for him,
like.
Right?
Yeah, you're introducing. Oh look, there's someone in the crowd over there. Oh look at that movie's cast is over there. He was doing that and trying to mix in little things, which is, I mean, regular standard fare.
Yeah.
But I don't know, just some of the jokes that he mixed in with didn't land.
See, to me he's like observational humor. He builds a lot of like,
but he builds that story.
And it's very
like,
story
my auntie
based, right?
did this and then she did that, and like,
and the other thing was, I hate to put it here, but like. I view like the Joe Koy sort of comedy as like the Russell Peters sort of one. It's a lot of self-deprecating and it's like, racially tuned, right? Which, whatever, it is what it is. Yeah. When you see a Joe Koy, in the same way when you see a Russell Peters Netflix, come on, man. In the same way we see Hassan Minhaj, the audience is Southeast Asian. Yes. You're going to have them to
He was in a room full of white people.
Like,
he even said it. He even said it.
So here's the thing, right? So one is you have a guy that like, already the audience is not mismatched, right? Yeah. Like just not in that zone, right? Yeah. If, for example, this was in like maybe Southeast Asian or Indian like awards show, maybe you already have them a little bit, right? So when he was doing the impression of his mom. Look, people laughed because with the mom you're not going to, but that is not something that sort of
where I think Joe lost them was when he was like, oh. Yeah, that joke, when one didn't land, and he's like, that joke was written by the awards guys. I agree. So you know which ones are my jokes. So that's where he lost it.
So here's the thing. So it was lukewarm to begin with, but part of it was just, look, he didn't have enough time to prepare. He's also taking jokes from like writers. Writers are helping him here. But you're right. I think the other thing is because he relies so much on audience interaction to fuel him and is observational and banter. If he's not getting that, he got defensive. It basically gets a little bit defensive. Yeah, he did. And when you start saying stuff like the jokes that I wrote are there, and I think you what did he say? He
basically like, the ones that I wrote, you guys are laughing.
He said to one of them, "That's hilarious. I don't care what you think about it. The room here is really white." Like, you know what I mean? You've now gone. Basically, you've bombed, and you're just stuck in it, right?
Because that's the thing. Even as a comedian, if you are bombing,
you have to keep the wall, going, right? You have to keep the wall, right?
Keep going. Don't bring that meta aspect to it, because then it pulls people out of it. And you're like, okay, wait, this is really actually shit.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
If he's saying it's shit.
If you're like justifying it and you're saying
a good comedian knows how to spin that around.
Yeah.
But like, that's not the way to do it.
I heard Howard Stern, like, he had a really good take about it. He heard that like 10 days notice, and he was like, you should have basically started with that. Look, I've got this gig on 10 days notice. No one in Hollywood, no comedian had the balls to take it. So if you don't laugh at any of my stuff, it's well warranted. And you could have just thrown that
but to me that's an excuse then.
It is an excuse, but like it's a creative excuse. I don't know. Look, firstly, kudos to him for taking it. That's big ball stuff. And to be honest, in the grand scheme of things, all publicity is good publicity. Don't get me wrong. Like we're
certainly talking about Joe Koy more than we were.
A lot of people are like, "Who is this guy?" So if you search his name, he's getting it. But you have to say like, some of the things people are saying, people just suck, right? Like on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, pretty shitty. But he's laughing all the way to the bank. He's gonna get more notoriety. And to be honest, he didn't do that bad of a job.
It wasn't that bad to me. I was like,
it just wasn't memorable. It was memorable for the wrong reasons.
It wasn't really that memorable, and the outrage was also for Barbie. But
you can't go after Taylor Swift.
By the way, have you watched Barbie? You watched Barbie?
Yeah, I watched Barbie. Yeah, I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind
it. It was. I didn't like it. Yeah. So I don't know why they're offended, but you're offended about this.
I like the one he said about. Oppenheimer answered the questions that we all were asking.
This scientist get laid?
I'm like, that was good. That was really good. I'm like, oh, this is going to be good. And then it was like, I just thought it was not long enough.
The whole cast of Oppenheimer was like, they're staring him.
That's what I mean. Okay, so that's what I mean. That's
actually Christopher Nolan.
Objectively, that's funny, dude. That's when he said that, like, the first season was good, that's funny because of how long it is, right? Yeah. I'm like, bro, if you can't laugh at that, you're taking yourself too seriously. Yeah. But the other stuff, I can see it. But whatever, man. Whatever, Joe. Don't worry about it, bro.
Yeah. Maybe you should have gone a bit more like nasty, like Gervais did. just gone after
See,
him.
the thing is, I actually saw the Gervais one after just to try and get like a baseline. I don't think it was that much better.
Gervais went after him, man.
Even more satirical.
He called them all pedos. Like,
yeah, he basically did.
And all that.
So
he was saying that shit before Epstein stuff.
I
was
saw like the reaction of like Tom Hanks for the Gervais one, and he fucking hated it.
Yeah.
Like, so what I'm saying is like, dude, you had. I think that's what I mean. I don't think anyone knew who this guy was, like, or very little, right? So if you had, and this actually ties to the next one, which we're gonna talk about Chappelle. When you know someone and you have that like high opinion, I'm telling you, you can get away with non-funny stuff. I'm telling you, you can.
Fuck
so,
you.